Okay, so right now we're going to replace this guide. We're going to say that the guide ring is cracked and it needs to come off the rod. This is a rod that's got an under wrap and an over wrap on it, and we're going to take this guide off. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to apply a little bit of heat to the wraps. Since we're not replacing the under wrap, we're just going to take the guide off. We're going to just warm up the top wrap just to soften up the glue. Then we're going to take a straight edge razor and we're going to cut right across the foot of the guide, filleting it in a strip. This way we're not cutting the blank or the under wrap. We're going to put our blade under and we're going to pry up the old thread, and it should come off in a piece, one solid piece. We're going to keep picking at it until we can try to get one string or more than one string and continue to remove the entire thread wrap. This one's double over wrapped, so there's 2 layers of thread. We're going to warm up the other side now that the front guide foot is removed. Again, we're going to fillet right across the top, making sure that we keep the razor blade on the guide so we don't ruin the blank or the under thread. I'm going to continue to peel off all the black over wrap and clean off the area where the new guide threads are going to go. So now that we've removed the broken guide and we've cleaned and prepared the area where the new guide's going to go, we're going to take the new guide and we're just going to hit the foot of the guide a little bit. You can use a grinding wheel or a file. You just want to make a nice smooth ramp so that the thread can go up it. Once we've done that, we're going to take our new guide, we're going to place it back on our blank, and we're going to tape it down into position. Okay, we're going to check for alignment with the other guides, and we're going to begin our repair by placing the thread over the top. Place the thread over, cross the thread, and we're going to continue to wrap over that initial thread, leaving the thread to run parallel with the blank. At this point, we can cut off this thread, and we're going to continue to wrap slowly up the foot of the guide, letting the thread climb up the foot and rest right up against the threads that are already there. Don't worry if there are little spaces, because we can always fix that later. We're going to just continue to go up the guide foot, and we're going to stop about 1/8 of an inch or so before the end of the wrap. At that point, we're going to place a piece of thread in a loop underneath our thread that we're wrapping, making sure that the loop faces the direction that we're wrapping. Going to continue to wrap over that loop until we get to the end of the guide wrap itself. We're going to cut the thread, place it through the loop, and then pull it through. Bring it back this way and cut off our tag end. Now we can take a fingernail or the back edge of the razor and we can just burnish the thread together and remove any small spaces that we see. And we're going to go to this side and repeat the process again. At this point, the both wraps will be in place. We'll be ready to apply some finish. You can use a regular rod varnish, or you can use epoxy coating that goes over the guide wraps to get that high build finish. Everything we've discussed here is explained in detail in this video that we have on custom rod building. It'll show you how to do the guide wraps. It'll show you how to lay out a rod, how to pick a blank, all the components, tools and equipment needed, and also discusses fancy wraps and finishes.